Well, hello and welcome to my studio. I am so glad that you are here and helping me with my first ever holiday series of cards. I am doing the 24 days of Christmas cards. And friends, I'm having a ton of fun doing it. In amongst the 24 days, there are a few select replays that I'm doing from my live streams. If you've never been to one of my live streams, please come. They're on Monday nights at 7 p.m. Eastern for about an hour. And I try to make sure that we are really focused on community, chatting, creating, and having a ton of fun together, friends. But this particular one was particularly particular because I like the word particular. It was with my sister-in-law, who is a watercolor painter and who wanted to change some of her watercolors into cards. So we got together, we sat side by side, and we took her watercolors and I made them into Christmas cards that she could gift to her friends and associates. I hope you'll enjoy joining Suzanne and I in my studio as we recreate in this replay some watercolors into beautiful Christmas cards that you can make yourself as well too. Friends, let's get Christmas creating. Extra glow for me as well. So Mom, I'm glad that you're here. I am so happy to invite Suzanne Longstreet to the chair next to me. Suzanne, come and join me. Hello.
Hi.
Hi, I'm so glad that you're here. It's so fun. Look, we're actually physically with each other. We're in the
This is
same
so
room.
nice.
It's such a big difference from all those Zoom and team calls. Hey, Jody, I am so glad to see you. Doris, I'm so glad you're here as well. Thanks so much. I'm glad that you guys are all here. Well, let me tell you, I am so excited. When Suzanne said to me, hey, do you think you could help me make these into some elevated cards? I was like, do I? Do I? And then she showed me some of her art and I was like, I can't cut that. No. But we figured out some ideas of how we could work together. She has made some beautiful little holiday theme pieces, and we're going to get into talking about that. But Suzanne, I wanted to do a little bit of history first because this is fun. So don't worry, guys, we're going to do lots of crafting tonight. In fact, Suzanne has brought her watercolors with her, so she is going to do some watercoloring while I am turning things into cards. But before we get into that, little history lesson. You guys know that I like to try and have some extra relevance to what I'm doing. So, do you have any idea, according to all the things we can Google, who the first person to send a holiday Christmas greeting card was? A physical card that got sent. Who the first person was?
Sherri, I came to paint. I
I
wasn't in.
Not a history. This isn't an exam. Okay, I'll tell you.
Thank you.
It's Queen Victoria.
Oh, really?
So the first commercial card that was printed was made by Sir Henry Cole in 1843. Now, Queen Victoria had sent out cards, but she just did like little hand cards that she did. And who wouldn't like getting a card from a queen? I mean,
Seriously.
I'm okay with that. Fred, there is. Oh wait, let's say hi to Fred, guys. Hang on a second, Fred. Where are you? Let's show you. I want everybody to see. Say hi, Freddie. He's in his beautiful Hawaiian shirt for the win as well too. Let me take this one off so we can see you. Look at that Hawaiian shirt doing well. He's back from the cottage just now. Indeed, glad that you are here, Freddie. Thanks for taking care of everything. But Freddie, if you wouldn't mind, in the overlays, I put a picture of the first card that went out that was made by Sir Henry Cole. So I don't know if you can find that. There it is. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, this is an important little thing for us to notice here. So, of course, it has a signature on it as a piece of artwork published and when it was, how it was done in London. It's a beautiful family scene, and it was lithograph printed and then hand colored. So, not far off of what we're doing today. Maybe a little far off of, but still great. And I'd like to point out, in case you can't see this, look closely at the screen, my friends. Every person has a glass of wine, including the small children. I'm just saying, maybe we need to think about our Christmas traditions and having a glass of wine in hand. Now, I offered Suzanne wine. I'm currently just on a bit of an alcohol free thing, but in reality, Fred, you can go ahead and take that down. We don't have any wine because it might spill on the crafts, and that would just be catastrophe. Well, friends, I encourage you to go and watch the full version of Suzanne and I co-crafting together while she watercolor paints and I put together cards of watercolors she's already made. But what you're going to be able to see here is that she and I have a ton of fun. We're answering questions and we're showing people how we're taking the art and turning it into some cards. You can see her watercolors are just very, very pretty. She had started some of them in the year before and then wanted to move on to some new ideas. So she brought a slew of them for me to choose from. Some of them she'd already trimmed up, and others of them were ones that we could go ahead and trim up together. And we talked about how to soften the edges. I don't know if you can tell by how much we are laughing, but we are having a great time here. And that's one of the things that I really love about creating things. It allows us to really break down some barriers and enjoy some time together. So this was a lot of fun. We decided we'd move some aside here, and I would start working on Rhonda's suggestion, thank you Rhonda, of the wreath to start with. When I'm doing that, basically the next thing that I start doing as I'm doing this is sort of asking Suzanne, what would you like? Do you want this color emphasized? Do you want that color emphasized? And she was making design choices as we went through. What we also did was spend just a few minutes really going through why she watercolors. And again, it has a lot to do with allowing your brain to rest and relax and restore within the creative process. So she was showing us some of the tools that she uses, the colors that she likes, and she got to work doing hers while I got to work doing mine. I brought out all my favorite tools. I wanted to make sure that I had the right sort of color cards for her to enjoy, because these were things that she really wants to send out to her friends and family and associates as well too. So we let her do the designing, me do the creating, she did some painting, and we laughed a lot, my friends. What you're going to see in a second is I'm going to put it back into real time and go back to the audio so you can hear about Suzanne's business as a clarity coach. It is super neat. It feels a lot like magic. So I didn't understand what hypnotism was until Suzanne introduced me to it. I thought hypnotism was like a show that you went to where the comedian on stage made you jump like a chicken. That's what I thought it was. That's not what it is. No. It is some extremely beautiful Zen time, and it is relaxing into your own brain. We get in our own way, wouldn't you say?
Oh, gosh.
So, Fred, can you go ahead and just put the overlay with Suzanne's contact information while I struggle with yet another time with the glue? And so, Suzanne, you have a lot of different designations that you have learned. You're a learner by heart. But just tell us, like, I think NLP, did I say that correctly?
Yeah, neuro-linguistic programming.
Yeah, is something that you use and are certified in. But what are some of the other things that you'd love us to know?
Hypnosis, positive intelligence is a really awesome thing. It's because positive intelligence is the work of Sherri out of Stanford University.
Okay.
And he's identified that we have sabotage thinking.
Sabotage thinking, I can only
He
imagine.
identifies them as saboteurs.
Saboteurs.
And we have sage mind. And so one of the things that we want to keep doing is being in sage and out of sabotage. So as you're doing that, what's your thought process? What are you thinking? Get it right? Or are you thinking, don't screw it up?
I'm thinking, get it right.
Right. Exactly.
She taught me well, because if I was thinking, this darn glue, I'm just going to keep screwing. That's not the right way to think. You need to think from the sage. Okay. All right. I like that. And who was the scientist at Stanford that does that?
He's a professor, actually, of Stanford University, Suzanne Longstreet, positiveintelligence.com.
Okay.
So that's something that's newer for me, and I'm really loving the results that clients are getting as with using these tools.
Awesome. And you specialize in female entrepreneurs.
I do.
And is there any reason?
And I work with some lovely men too.
I know.
But my marketing is female entrepreneurs.
Yes, indeed. Awesome. Well, thank you for sharing what a clarity coach is. And then I'm going to show you guys. I didn't struggle with the glue. I knew I was going to get it right. So here are 3 little gems. Let me come back out so you can see a bit more. So the gems are really, and forgive the camera, they are, it's called champagne. So it quite nicely matches the gold that's on the side here.
I think that's stunning.
Well, there you have it, friends. Myself and my sister-in-law, Suzanne Longstreet, having a lot of fun, making some cards out of her crafts, and talking about her business as a clarity coach. I loved this evening, and I hope you'll go watch the full replay to hear much more information and see the exact process we followed. In the meantime, I want to say thank you for coming along with me on my 24 days of creating Christmas cards together. I appreciate you. I hope that you'll subscribe if you haven't already, and of course comment and share these videos with people that you think will love and value them. I appreciate you, and I'll see you again tomorrow.